Nicolás Jarry was born on October 30, 1996, in Santiago, Chile, into a family with a strong sporting background. His father, Luis Jarry, was a professional tennis player, and his grandfather, Carlos Jarry, was also involved in tennis. Growing up in a family steeped in the sport, Nicolás was exposed to tennis from a very young age, and it was clear early on that he was going to follow in his family's footsteps. Despite the heavy influence of tennis, his path to becoming a professional was far from assured, and he had to work diligently to carve out his own identity in the sport. Nicolás first picked up a tennis racket at the age of 4, and his love for the game grew as he got older. Throughout his childhood, Jarry was heavily influenced by his family's tennis tradition but also had the drive to push beyond their expectations. As a teenager, he moved through the junior tennis ranks, earning himself several accolades and demonstrating his potential. By the time he reached his late teens, Jarry began competing in international junior tournaments, where he rapidly built a reputation as one of the best up-and-coming players in South America. His early exposure to competition in South American tennis circuits helped him refine his skills, and by the time he was 18, he had already earned a spot on the ATP Tour. Transition to professional tennis. Jarry turned professional in 2015, at the age of 18. And his first years on the ATP circuit were marked by a steep learning curve. His early years in futures and ATP Challenger events were essential for him to gain experience, improve his game, and adjust to the level of competition that awaited him on the professional circuit. His power-packed game and impressive serving earned him recognition. Though he initially faced challenges in breaking through to the main ATP Tour, in 2016, Nicolás started to gain momentum, securing his first notable victories in futures events and advancing to the semi-finals of ATP Challenger tournaments. Though his results in major ATP events weren't immediate, Jarry's impressive physicality and strong baseline game became evident. His consistency on the ATP Challenger Tour helped him grow as a player, gradually climbing the rankings and making a name for himself in the professional tennis world. Career peak, breakthrough and rise to prominence. Jarry's breakthrough year came in 2018, marking a defining moment in his career. After years of playing mainly in lower-tier tournaments, Jarry's hard work paid off when he won his first ATP Challenger title in Santiago, Chile. This victory not only boosted his confidence but also helped him climb into the top 100 ATP rankings for the first time in his career. This was a significant step toward establishing himself as a contender on the ATP Tour. In the same year, Jarry secured another milestone by reaching the third round of the 2018 French Open, his first deep run in a Grand Slam tournament. This was a critical moment for Jarry's career, as it confirmed his ability to compete at the highest level and raised his profile globally. His solid performance in Paris showcased his potential, but it was his rise through the ATP rankings that marked his entry into the elite tier of tennis players. His breakthrough continued in 2019, a year where Jarry's game truly flourished. He achieved career-high rankings and secured his first ATP 500 title in Bucharest. This victory, which he clinched by defeating players like Jiří Veselý and Laszlo Djere, marked his official ascent in the tennis world and was a clear statement of his competitive capabilities. His powerful serve and aggressive baseline game, combined with his mental fortitude, became the cornerstones of his success. Jarry's continued growth led to him becoming a prominent figure in South American tennis, competing regularly in ATP 250 and ATP 500 events. Over the next few years, Jarry would have notable performances in events like the French Open, the US Open, and the Australian Open, where he proved he could challenge the game's top players consistently. Main achievements and milestones. Over the years, Jarry's career has been highlighted by several standout performances and milestones. Some of his most significant achievements include ATP 500 title. In 2019, Jarry won his first ATP 500 title in Bucharest, defeating Jiří Veselý in the final. This victory was a significant moment in his career, as it marked his arrival in the upper echelon of professional tennis. Top 50 ATP ranking. Following his victory in Bucharest and strong performances in ATP tournaments, Jarry reached his career-high ranking of top 40, solidifying his position among the world's elite players. French Open success. Jarry's best Grand Slam result came at the 2018 French Open, where he reached the third round. This performance helped elevate his reputation as a rising star, and it was a harbinger of greater successes in the future. Consistent ATP Challenger success. Jarry has had considerable success on the ATP Challenger Tour, securing several titles, including Santiago and Lima. These victories helped propel him into the ATP Tour's upper echelons. Olympic Games. Jarry represented Chile in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, an important moment for his career as he became one of the leading figures of Chilean tennis on the international stage. Challenges and setbacks. As with many athletes, Jarry's career has not been without setbacks. Despite his strong performances, he has faced moments of inconsistency, particularly in ATP Masters 1000 events and Grand Slam tournaments. His breakthrough moments were often followed by frustrating losses to higher-ranked players, making it difficult for him to maintain a sustained presence in the top 30 ATP rankings. In addition, injuries have hampered Jarry's career, especially in recent years. In 2021, he struggled with a persistent back injury, which caused him to withdraw from several tournaments and affected his form. Despite these physical challenges, Jarry's resilience has been commendable. His dedication to recovery and his strong mental approach have allowed him to continue competing at a high level, though injuries have undoubtedly delayed his potential for even greater success. Another challenge has been his consistency in closing out matches against top-ranked opponents. While he has been able to secure some major wins, his inability to string together consistent performances in larger tournaments has been a recurring theme in his career. Nevertheless, his fighting spirit and competitive nature have always kept him in the conversation as a player with immense potential. Final years and future outlook. As of 2023, Nicolás Jarry remains an active competitor on the ATP Tour. Though he has not yet reached the highest levels of tennis on a consistent basis, his performances and career trajectory indicate that his best years may still lie ahead. After overcoming injuries and other setbacks, Jarry's focus is on remaining healthy and striving to reach the top 20 ATP rankings, where he can contend regularly in the ATP Masters 1000 events and challenge for titles at the Grand Slam level. Jarry's strengths, his powerful serve, baseline aggression, and mental toughness, are qualities that could propel him to even greater heights in the future. As he continues to gain experience and consistency in his game, there's no doubt that Jarry has the potential to make significant strides on the ATP Tour. In addition to his individual ambitions, Jarry will continue to be a key figure in Chilean tennis, inspiring the next generation of players and representing his country on the world stage. As his career progresses, it is likely that Nicolás Jarry will remain a fixture in the ATP rankings for years to come. With his eyes set on securing more titles and improving his performance in the Grand Slams, ultimately, Nicolás Jarry's story is one of perseverance, passion, and an unwavering belief in his potential. His career, still unfolding, offers plenty of hope for his future in tennis, and he will be a player to watch in the coming years as he seeks to establish himself as one of the premier players on the ATP Tour.